Hey guys, it's Carter. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. Now in today's video, we are going to be talking about a simple $500 per day day trading setup that I've used over the past 7 years. Now, for those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Carter. I'm a full-time 7-year trader in the stock market. And really what we focus on really with the channel is trading, swing trading, day trading. So today we took a day trade on Tesla, making over $500, which, hey, $500 a day keeps the job away, and that's exactly what we seek out. That's exactly what we want to do. Now, a lot of you guys watching this are going to be like, oh my gosh, this is the easiest thing to do. But in reality, day trading and swing trading is a very, very risky thing to do. So if you're just getting started in trading, here's my recommendation. One, check out our school. It's called the Swing Trading Masterclass. We have private live streams, quizzes, lectures, all that good stuff. But more importantly, we actually teach you to trade. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not alerts or anything like that. We teach you how to find stocks, how to build setups, how to build, your checklist and, find these opportunities. So check it out down below. And we have the largest sale we've ever have on this school. You guys can use code SUMMER to get like 80% off. And it's literally like $50 and you learn to trade. It's worth it. It pays for itself. So check it out down below. Don't forget to use code SUMMER for that massive discount. But let's jump into this. So like I said, day trading and swing trading is just a risky thing to do if you're going into this, willy-nilly or just like, oh, it's so easy. It's a get-rich-quick scheme. A lot of people think you just sit on a beach in Florida and drink margaritas and trade and you make all this money, when most traders actually work more than the standard 9 to 5. Their hours are just different. I spend hours, scanning for opportunity, building my checklist, altering, and making sure that I have the best setup that I possibly can every single day to make money. So let's talk about a stock here that we've pretty much been day trading a lot, over the past couple of weeks. We really took a week off last week because I was on vacation. But look at this here. So this is Tesla. Now, Tesla here on the hourly chart here has this really hard resistance, right? Where it hits it. We have sell off, hits it, sell off, sell off, sell off, sell off. And then today we had this huge jump where it actually gapped up over that trend line. So you guys can see it gapped up and it pushed above this. And this right here is a very, very bullish thing for the stock to do, right? That move, establishing buying pressure is very, very bullish. And you guys can see that today it just rallied up like crazy. Now for me, I went to a lower time frame. I went to the 5-minute chart and I'm like, okay, we got to look for some sort of breakout. And by the time it pushed up, there was a nice little move right here where, a good entry at 352 to, 355. But one of my big issues is I kind of felt like today I was going to be chasing, because these moves were very, very, very fast. You guys can see here the nice resistance. Yeah, it would have worked out really well in hindsight, but one of the things here is this thing was just moving up like crazy, right? It was up 7% and then some. And I felt like each time, right, it's hitting that 90-day moving average line, even though it established support there, I felt like I would have been chasing and we have more downside potential than upside. And now, obviously, looking back, that would have been a really, really good trade. But that's the thing about trading is it's easy to look back, but in real time, it can be very, very difficult because your emotions do play a factor. And especially, I did take a week off, so I felt like I was a little slower to the game. But then I saw this. Trend line. And you guys know how I am with trend lines. I love them. I think trends are probably one of the most underutilized things that traders don't really pay attention to. So you guys can see where it formed this trend line here like crazy, right? Where it hits this trend and we have a lot of selling pressure. One of the best strategies that I use is something called a trend line breakout. So what you do is you want a minimum of about 2 to 3 touches on it. So we have 1, 2, and about 3 there. And then even 4 there or 3. And then we had this, right, where the stock popped up right above this. And you guys know one of the things that you don't want to do is chase. And so you want to make sure that there's a candle that forms above this trend. And that was exactly right here. So this was our entry point near and around the 359 area. Now, the thought process that I had behind this was very, very simple. entering there, keeping our stop loss near and around, the 5 or 357 area for a possible push back up to 356 or 363. Now, another thing you have to be cautious of is this. I went into it as a day trade. So I have to have that realistic expectation of two things. One, we have tendencies of volume, kind of can be a little hard to read sometimes at the end of the day. Sometimes we can get a lot of buying pressure. Sometimes we can get a lot of selling pressure. It depends on the day. So I knew we had a huge move. And this right here is a lot of profit taking throughout the day, right? A lot of retail traders just covering profit because we had a good move. So then we had these huge moves going up, right? Where it broke out. Now we're establishing trends, right? So you guys can see it popped up and then retested that same trend line as support here. So now I know a couple of things. I know we have a trend in this direction. You guys can see it hits it buying pressure because our stop was still low. So we weren't going to get stopped out on this trade. And then we had huge moves going in that upward direction. And then right before the market closed, we covered profit near and around the 362 area. So really, really good trade. Honestly, all things considered, at the end of the day, a nice little, 1% move all day, which I'll take. Now, obviously, some other things we looked at here was going to be like the MACD indicator. The MACD indicator and the RSI, of course, but given the 1 minute chart, the RSI sometimes can be a little bit harder to read just because the moves are so fast. So one of the things here that we saw was the nice move right here where we had that signal break up through that MACD, right? That MACD line there. And that was around here. And then we had the confirmation of the breakout, rallied its way up, and we still didn't even get that dip down, right? If we had that huge dip down, kind of like we had in here, where we had the signal break down through the MAC line, then that could be sometimes a very bearish thing that a stock could do. Rallied up and we just covered profit. Obviously, one of the things here that I'm looking at is if I would have held this trade, after hours, obviously I would be up pretty handsomely right now, probably 1.5%. But that's the thing about trading, right? Is our job is to just get in and out of positions. And sometimes if you take a day off or 2 days off, in my circumstance, I did take about a week off for vacation. I felt like I was a little sluggish, and that's completely normal. If you guys are just getting started with trading or, maybe starting to trade full time or taking some time off, so focus on those small returns, those 1%, 2%, 3% returns that just compound over the course of a year. That's what makes up a successful trader. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask down below. If you want to learn more about trading, check out our school, and I'll see you guys in there. Take care.